Hi everyone, David Waldrop, Certified Financial Planner with Bridgeview Capital Advisors and the Astute Advisor Personal Finance site. We're going to get right into discussing how simple IRA matching works. This is a topic that comes up a lot. I get questions from employers and employees participating in simple IRA plans, and it often has to do with confusion surrounding the matching components of a simple IRA plan. There are two methods of matching for a simple IRA plan. The first is 2% non-elective. The second is 3% elective. Now, there can be some confusion about these terms. They aren't terms that we use every day, but basically what you want to keep in mind is that 2% non-elective requires no contribution from the employee in order to receive a match. The employee, whether they contribute or not, they're going to get contribution from the employer. Now the 3% elective, that is referring to the idea that an employee must put their own dollars into the simple IRA plan in order to receive a match. We're going to go into detail and show some examples for each of these matching components in a simple IRA. So the 2% non-elective. This is where every employee gets a company contribution regardless of whether they contribute or not. 2% non-elective, first example, employee gets a $100,000 salary, employee contributes $5,000 of their own dollars into a simple IRA. The company is only on the hook for $2,000. Again, that $2,000 is based on 2% of the employee's salary. It has nothing to do with how much the employee contributes. Next example of an employee that is earning $100,000 a year. Employee is contributing $2,000. The company must contribute $2,000. Now remember, the 2% non-elective contribution is made based on the employee's salary, not the amount that the employee is contributing. So don't think that because the employee contributes $2,000 that they're getting a $2,000 contribution. They would get that contribution anyway. So the last example for the 2% non-elective, again, employee salary of $100,000. In this scenario, employee contributes $0 to the plan. How much does the employee get from the employer? You guessed it, $2,000. As a review, the 2% non-elective, that matching component allows an employee to receive money from the employer even though they don't put their own dollars in. Let's take a look at the 3% elective. The 3% elective means the business must match employee contributions dollar for dollar up to 3% of the employee's compensation. Now I recognize that's kind of a mouthful, but what you want to remember with 3% elective is the employee is not going to get any dollars from the employer unless they put their own money in. However, the employer isn't on the hook for, whatever the employee wants to contribute. The employer is only on the hook to cover up to 3% of the employee's compensation. Let's look at some examples. In this example for 3% elective, the employee salary again is at $100,000. The employee contributes $5,000. The company must contribute $3,000. Now let's review. You might be asking, why isn't the company contributing $5,000? After all, the employee contributed $5,000. Isn't there dollar for dollar matching? What you need to remember is that the company is only on the hook for 3% of the employee's salary. So as long as the employee contributed at least 3% of their salary, they're going to get the full dollar for dollar 3% of compensation max or match, which is $3,000. So consider if the employee contributed $10,000, the company is only still on the hook for $3,000. That $3,000 is 3% of a $100,000 salary. The last example for 3% elective, again, $100,000 salary. This time, employee contributes $2,000. The company must only contribute $2,000. Now, the question that might be popping up again is, why isn't the employee getting a $3,000 contribution? Remembering that 3% elective, the company has to match dollar for dollar, but only up to 3% of compensation. So if the employee contributes $2,000, $2,000 is only 2% of compensation. Therefore, the company is only required to match dollar for dollar what the employee contributed. So had the employee contributed another $1,000 for a total contribution of $3,000, the company would have been on the hook to cover a matching of $3,000. But in this case, the company is only on the hook to match dollar for dollar whatever the employee contributed because it's less than 3% of the compensation. 3% elective, employee salary at $100,000 again. The employee contributes 0, and you guessed it, the company match also is 0. So remembering, the employee in the 3% elective matching formula, the employee has to contribute in order to get any kind of matching dollars from the company. So again, it's not 3% of the salary, it's capped at 3% of the salary. If the employee contributes 0% of their salary into the plan, you guessed it, they're going to get 0 in matching. I hope you found this helpful. Please be sure to like this video and hit the subscribe button. Really do appreciate your support. And I wanted to also let you know, I took a much more detailed review of simple IRA plans and how the matching works for employees and employers. I have the link below. I welcome you to go look at that article. Let me know what you think in the comments section. We're going to be doing a lot more of these walkthrough videos, so let me know what was good, what wasn't. I do appreciate all the feedback. Until next time, have a great one.